Good morning. You're listening to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kim Parr. This morning, my guest is Ashley Butler, the president of Bob's Carpet and Flooring in Florida. Ashley, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Kent. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you. I had hoped to see you this past weekend. You had your annual holiday party in Tampa on the waterfront, and unfortunately, I had to miss it. How was the party?
The party was superb. It was the class act, Kent. We did miss you. I had everybody from Mohawk, Shaw, and everyone in between from all the mills that showed up to represent their companies for my company. So we all came together under one roof to celebrate the year, our friendships, our business relationships. Had about 100 of my employees show up. It was fantastic. I get called about this time every year right after my party asking what's the big event in the industry that nobody got invited to, thinking that a manufacturer was hosting the party.
So what did you have, about 200 people there?
Yes, sir.
So, this past weekend, if you were in the flooring industry, you could either go to Ashley's party in Tampa or you could go to the Shaw Marathon in Memphis. There are two big events this past weekend.
Yep, we supported St. Jude's as well. To all of our friends in the industry and NFA that ran the marathon, Bob supported all their fundraising accounts for the marathon.
So let's give some background. For those people who don't know, you are Tampa-based. You have 16 stores in the Florida area, and your family-owned business, your grandfather started this business in 1969. You've been running it now. I mean, you've run it through COVID and doing a pretty good job, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been running it since 2015 officially.
I interviewed you in the middle of COVID, and you were telling me that you'd closed 4 stores temporarily. It's been a while since we've talked. So tell us, how's business with Bob's?
Business is superb. We've actually beat all of our best records prior. Our best years that we've had were before and during the recessions of 2007, 2008. We've actually beat every number since in the last 2 years. So we have had a thriving last couple of years. We do give credit to the COVID situation for that one. And Ron DeSantis as the governor who kept Florida open, who brought more and more people that became Florida residents that needed floors.
All right. So, but most people who followed the hurricanes too, that's probably been, while it's sad, but it creates damage. But both Ian and Nicole came through Florida this year, and that probably gave you a little boost to business as well, right?
Yes, Ian, especially. We have our furthest south store that's in Venice, Florida. That store actually got some damage itself. A couple of employees lost roofs and had some very bad damage to their own homes as well down there. Unfortunately, so did some Florida residents. So that store is thriving right now with half broken roof and a caved in building and no floors on the inside. People are still coming in and shopping for their floors. That store's writing more in a week these days, and it sometimes does around this time in a month.
Are you seeing a little bit of a slowdown as we approach 2023?
We have in our other stores, our Tampa Bay located area stores, we have seen a little bit of a slowdown. We've seen the slowdown right before the big election here. Now that the election's over, business is starting to pick up just a little bit more. But typically, we slow down anyway. Once the tree goes up on the floor, nobody's doing their floors.
And what do you anticipate 23 is going to be like?
23. If we can mimic 11 months of this year for last year, it will be a great year. This year so far, it's not even closed out, and we've broken what we've delivered in 2021. So hopefully it will be a big step up for 2023 for us. I plan on opening another store, maybe 2 more next year, bringing some great new employees into the mix of everything to help us grow.
Okay, that's good to hear. Being in Florida, it's not like the weather gets cold and people start to hibernate. I guess the flooring sales in Florida kind of beat the trend that you see in the rest of the world, right?
Yeah, for the most part, because everybody migrates south. It's the first year that we've actually seen most of the snowbirds all come back. So I think probably, I would guess, about 95% of them are back after COVID. So they're a big part of our business here.
I talked to Palmy on Monday, and he was telling me about this Premier Flooring Center, and some of your stores are PFCs, right?
Yes, sir. I think all of them except for 2. It's a very good story to be able to back up the brand and what it means, especially after we lost Stainmaster. When a customer comes in and asks for Stainmaster, my salespeople know exactly how to lure them into the PFCs with the same benefits Palmy had brought over to Dixie, and it's been phenomenal for our business.
So the NFA, which you're a member of, also has a private label program to help with this whole loss of Stainmaster brand issue, right?
Yes, lasting luxury.
And you've got that program in all your stores as well?
Yes. Every single store.
Yeah.
Everything from a roll buy all the way down to anything that I decide on a personal level from the Shaws and the Mohawks that are participating in the Lasting Luxury collection.
All right. So are you doing anything different from a sales perspective coming up next year, knowing that potentially the consumer might be pulling back just a little bit?
A little bit. So every time a manufacturer releases a price decrease, and when I say that, meaning pulling the surcharges off and the extra line for freight or water taxes and all that fun stuff, I'm automatically reflecting that to my customer, so they will see the prices get lowered a little bit more. I am going to go in with a new marketing strategy in 2023. Everything that you could ever want. We have your basic all the way to your higher end product in the store, all for a very, very good price. And we can pretty much beat any pricing out there. We're very family oriented and we understand what the consumer is looking for. And that's my job and my goal is to make sure I have something that's for every price point that can hit anybody in the state of Florida. So we're going to go above it that way and make it more price friendly, more new marketing strategy for 2023.
What's your biggest challenge you think you're going to face in 23?
Our biggest challenge is to retain good salespeople. For all the growth that I plan on doing next year, it's going to be a challenge for me to actually be able to find someone or multiple people that are going to be able to help me along that way.
Hiring good people. I hear you.
Luckily, I got 83 of the best salespeople in the whole entire flooring industry right now. So I just need to keep adding, and I think that's going to be the hardest part to find.
I heard they gave you an award at the party, the best boss.
Yes, that was a fun award to receive. That's to have fun. We're family here, Kemp. We're all family, you know. If it wasn't for them, I would have been where I am, and if it wasn't for them, Bob wouldn't be here today. So we're all family, and that's how we go.
Are you planning to go to St. Kitts in the spring?
I am. I'll be in St. Kitts. I'll actually be in Nashville next week for Edge. I'll be in St. Kitts for NFA. And then I think the next one after that is in Idaho. That's
right. All right, Ashley, thanks for spending time with the listeners. Again, been talking to Ashley Butler, the president of Bob's Carpet and Flooring, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.